Good evening, dear listeners. Welcome to tonight's Family Mediation Time. I'm your old friend whispering life stories. Tonight, we won't talk about big theories, only real stories, she said. I'm 37 weeks pregnant. 37 weeks, what does that mean? It means there is a small life inside her that could arrive in this world at any moment. It means every contraction could be the beginning. Every time she stands up requires a deep breath. And every time she leaves the house feels like a gamble, she said. I haven't heard from my family for over a year. In June, she took her grandmother out for breakfast to celebrate her birthday. In September, her own birthday command, no one showed up. No phone call, no message, not even a simple happy birthday. She said, "No one knows I'm pregnant. Only the people who see me every day who can see my belly know. The rest of my family, the ones who share my last name, my blood, they don't know there's another life growing inside me." I don't know how you feel hearing this. What I feel is a very quiet kind of loneliness. Not the kind that makes you cry out loud, but the kind you get used to, so much so that you start wondering, am I asking for too much? Then that half-uncle passed away. She had only seen him 2 or 3 times, never really spoken to him, a relative by blood, a stranger in relationship. She felt sad for his family, for the family that lost a child. But she didn't feel she should attend the funeral. She was 38 weeks pregnant, with a 2-year-old child, going to say goodbye to someone she barely knew. She politely declined. She said, "I have work and can't get away. I've only met him a few times. I don't want to bring my child to that kind of setting." Do you think that was too much? I think there's a kind of careful gentleness in her words. She's trying not to hurt anyone, while also trying to protect herself. Protect her body that's about to give birth. Protect her 2-year-old who doesn't yet understand what death means. But her grandmother's reply was like a knife. You don't need to make so many excuses. You just say it's not important, and you're not free. Not many people truly care anyway. The memorial is Monday at 10 a.m., but I guess you won't have time. Let's break that down. You don't need to make so many excuses. This means the grandmother believes her reasons are false. She's not explaining. She's covering up. In the grandmother's narrative, this granddaughter is not sincere. Just say it's not important. This means the grandmother has already made the judgment for her. She believes that, in the granddaughter's heart, this uncle is not important. Notice this wasn't said by the granddaughter. It was translated by the grandmother. How many people truly care? This is the most hurtful part. It says, if you don't come, I understand, because no one really cares anyway. There's disappointment toward the whole family in that sentence. But instead of being expressed directly, it's wrapped in an attack. You don't care either. I guess you won't have time. This is both a prediction and a judgment. It takes away her ability to choose in the future, because the grandmother has already decided for her, you won't come. Did you notice something? Throughout the entire conversation, the grandmother never asked a single question. She didn't ask, how have you been? How's your job? How's your daughter? How's your health? Not one question. Here I want to talk about a concept in psychology, emotional neglect. Emotional neglect is not abuse. It's not hitting, yelling, or screaming. Emotional neglect is you exist, but you are not seen. You speak, but no one is truly listening. You have needs, but no one asks. In this story, the granddaughter has been ignored by her family for over a year. No one asked how she was doing, how her daughter was doing, how her birthday went. And when she finally reached out to even just to politely decline an invitation, what she received was not understanding, not care, but judgment. It reminds me of another term, gaslighting. When your feelings, your reasons, your explanations are all redefined as excuses, you begin to doubt yourself. Am I really not important? Do I really not care? Did I really do something wrong? My dear, you did nothing wrong. You are 38 weeks pregnant. You have a 2-year-old child. You're being asked to attend the funeral of someone you barely know. Your family, the people who haven't contacted you for over a year now, expect you to show up like a close, normal family member. But a close, normal family does not go a year without contact. I want to say some things on her behalf, things she may not have said out loud. When she says I have work, what she really means is, I'm 38 weeks pregnant. I don't know when I'll go into labor. I don't know if I can physically make it through a ceremony. When she says I've only met him a few times, what she really means is, I don't know what he liked, what he feared, what his smile looked like. How do I say goodbye to someone I don't know? When she says I don't want to bring my child, What she really means is, my daughter is only 2. She shouldn't be surrounded by grief, tears, and silence. I want to protect her. But none of that was heard, or perhaps it wasn't wanted to be heard, because in a family where communication has long been absent, language no longer carries meaning. It becomes a weapon. Here's a perspective that might feel a bit unconventional. We often say family is the most important. Blood ties can't be broken. You must attend important family events no matter what. But I want to ask, what if that family hasn't contacted you for over a year? What if they don't know you're pregnant, don't know your birthday, don't know your child is growing up? Then what does that family really mean to you? Blood ties are a biological fact, but family relationships are a behavioral choice. Someone who doesn't call is not just a busy family member. Someone who never asks how you are is not just introverted. Someone who responds with sarcasm when you are most vulnerable. At 38 weeks pregnant is not just blunt. We often say, forgive family, be tolerant. That's just how family is. But I want to say, your body is honest. Your body tells you, at 38 weeks, you shouldn't be going out. Your intuition tells you, this funeral won't bring you closer to them. Your heart tells you, you're tired. But the kind of exhaustion that comes from being ignored for over a year and no longer wanting to pretend we're a family, please listen to your body. Please listen to your intuition. Please listen to your heart. Second story. She is pregnant with a due date of December 30th. But her fiancé plans to fly to Florida from December 15th to 28th to spend Christmas with his family, leaving her alone during the final 2 weeks before birth. She said that over the past 5 years, she has spent every Christmas with her fiancé's family in Florida, at least for part of the time. Every other year, she would return early to spend time with her own family. This year is the first time in a long while that all the siblings' schedules align. Her fiancé has severe FOMO, fear of missing out, which makes this topic especially sensitive. His parents, how to put it, they've always been a bit distant. They don't like families becoming too close. They've never said it directly, but small details suggest they don't fully see her as family yet, since she and her fiancé officially married. At the same time, her own parents are overseas handling an emergency involving her grandparents. Her mother has been receiving updates and is trying to return as soon as possible, but it's uncertain when she arrives. And the most important detail, her due date is December 30th, their first baby. Her fiancé originally agreed not to go to Florida this year because of the baby, but his family insisted, saying he'll be back on the 28th. There's still plenty of time before the due date, so we bought the tickets. December 15th to 28th. His reasoning, his parents really want him there, and all his siblings will be there too, she said. This is affecting me more than I expected. I know pregnancy is unpredictable, especially in the last trimester. If something happens before I go into labor, I need him there. My parents won't leave until December 26th, and my friends all have their own families, so I'll be completely alone. She also said something that really broke my heart. Maybe the more selfish part is that I'll be alone for Christmas. It's not the main issue, but it's part of it. He spent every Christmas in Florida since he was 15. There will be many more trips after the baby is born. I don't understand why it has to be this year. Every time she brings it up, it turns into an awkward argument about whether she should put herself first instead of his parents. She has stopped bringing it up. His parents have always been kind to her, and they all think this is fine. So she asks, am I going crazy? Am I the asshole? Dear friends, let's take a deep breath, because I want to say this very clearly and firmly to her hand, to all of you listening. You are not the asshole. Absolutely not. Let me tell you, this conflict is not about going to Florida. The core issue is this. In this relationship, when she is at her most vulnerable and needs him the most, his first instinct is to meet his parents' expectations instead of protecting her sense of safety. The core issue is that his FOMO matters more than her fear of becoming a mother. The core issue is that he would rather let her spend Christmas alone than disappoint his parents. And she has even started to wonder if she is too selfish. That is the part that hurts me the most. A woman about to give birth, wanting the father of her child to be by her side, that is not selfish. That is the most basic, legitimate need. On the contrary, a man choosing to go on vacation 2 weeks before his partner's due date, that is selfish. Dear friends, Christmas is a holiday about arrival. The arrival of a baby, is more sacred, more irreplaceable than any tradition. That baby will not remember Christmas 2024. But the mother will always remember how she spent the final 2 weeks before giving birth alone. And the father will always remember that he chose Florida over being by her side. I don't know where this relationship will go, but I know this. Some plane tickets once bought take away a piece of trust. Some absences, once they happen, can never be undone. If you are listening, the mother-to-be, I hope you can read this to him. Or more directly, tell him I'm not competing with your parents. I'm asking you not to leave me alone to face one of the biggest moments of my life. If you go, you will never know how afraid I was that week. And I will never forget that you weren't there. As for whether you're the asshole, no, you are not. You are the one who should be protected. And he needs to relearn what family truly means. Good night, dear friends. May every night waiting for new life be free from loneliness. And may every family know how to leave the softest place for the life that is about to arrive.